walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do.
T.I.'s son, King Harris, has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected to his act.
Stand by right here for me. 42, I'm 10 extend, 1 detain. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
What happens when fame turns into a target instead of a shield? That's the chilling question surrounding King Harris, the son of hip-hop royalty, T.I. and Tiny. For years, he's been seen as the wild card of the Harris dynasty, the one always towing the line between celebrity privilege and reckless behavior. But now, everything has taken a turn for the worst. Instead of headlines about music, flashy cars, or social media drama, King's name is splattered across breaking reports of a violent prison ambush. According to sources, what unfolded wasn't some scuffle in the yard. It was a calculated assault that left him battered, bloodied, and fighting for his life.
My son, think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep it up, his ass going to prison.
They money. Like this being shit. This being shit. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You up here flagging. You're cat.
Suddenly, the glitz of celebrity status didn't matter. The rules of fame and fortune stopped applying, and King was thrown into a world where survival is earned in pain and blood, not record sales or Instagram likes. And while fans are still reeling, insiders are whispering that this brutal attack was more than just another prison fight. It was a warning, a message, and possibly the beginning of something far bigger. The first details that surfaced were nothing short of shocking. Reports from inside a Georgia correctional facility described King Harris being cornered in what insiders call a deliberate ambush. He was allegedly attacked with such ferocity that guards had to drag him away half-conscious just to keep him alive.
They'd been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle. Right. And it does come with some, it's some adversity. There's some adversity to come with that. People get in your bed.
Yeah, so him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, it just...
Witnesses claim the chaos quickly spread, sparking a full-scale brawl on the block. Guards scrambled to restore order, but by then, the damage was done. King was rushed under armed escort to the infirmary, his condition unstable, his future uncertain. Outside those prison walls, news of the attack detonated like a bomb. Fans flooded social media with shock and outrage, posting conspiracy theories, hashtags, and demands for justice. Meanwhile, the Harris family, once known for controlling the spotlight, as wild as those first reports sounded, what came next painted an even darker picture, because whispers from the inside insisted this wasn't random at all. It was planned, precise, and meant to send a message. Long before the fight ever broke out, King had already painted a bullseye on himself. According to inmates and staff alike, his reputation inside the prison was a cocktail of resentment and hostility waiting to explode. Some saw him as arrogant, strutting through the block with the same bravado he showed on social media. Others viewed him as weak, too soft to survive in a world where respect is everything.
Yeah. But here's where things...
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
Inside prison.
Reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sale that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in and admitting to the crimes that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I.
Fueling the fire, adding fuel to...
Rumors circulated that he carried himself like he ran the place, ignoring warnings to lay low and avoid unnecessary attention. To men serving long, hard sentences, that kind of attitude wasn't just annoying, it was dangerous. One inmate reportedly put it bluntly: he was too loud, too proud, and too soft for this world. Add in the Harris last name, and suddenly King wasn't just another inmate. He was a symbol, a walking reminder of fame and privilege in a place where those things meant nothing. And while the attack may have shocked the outside world, inside those walls, many claim it was only a matter of time.
Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act all tough? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day. And then Karen in my face.
When T.I.'s son King was getting a lot of flack and a lot of heat in the media, that to me he just looked like a young kid that wanted to prove to his father that he was a man too.
But if King was already drowning in hostility behind bars, things were unraveling just as fast at home. If the prison fight rattled King, it shattered the Harris household. Insiders say T.I. hasn't slept since the ambush, burning up phones with lawyers, politicians, and anyone who might pull strings in Georgia's prison system. He's reportedly willing to pay any amount or sign any deal to get his son out before something worse happens. Meanwhile, Tiny has been juggling public relations teams and legal advisors, running her own command center to manage the narrative. But behind closed doors, the cracks are showing. Sources whisper about explosive arguments between T.I. and Tiny, fights so heated that friends don't know if they're battling to save King or tearing each other apart under the pressure. The family's once polished image has splintered, with chaos spilling from private rooms to the public eye. What was once seen as unity is now collapsing under the weight of fear, blame, and desperation. And as bad as things were getting at home, whispers inside the prison suggested that the ambush wasn't just about bruised egos or family drama. It might have been tied to something much more dangerous. This is where the story takes a darker twist. Multiple insiders claim the beating was linked to a contraband deal gone sideways. According to rumors, King either refused to cooperate with the wrong crew or tried to play smart and double-cross them. In prison, that kind of move doesn't just cause tension, it demands retaliation. Some say the attack was orchestrated as payback, designed not only to hurt King, but to humiliate him in front of the entire block. Adding fuel to the fire are suspicious details about the prison's security system. Reports suggest that during the exact moment of the ambush, cameras in the area mysteriously stopped working. Officials deny foul play, but skeptics aren't convinced. As one of T.I.'s former road managers allegedly put it, it's Georgia. Cameras break when they need to break. That's all you need to know. If true, that would mean the entire assault wasn't just a scuffle, it was a setup, executed with precision, leaving King with no escape and no chance to fight back. But while prison rumors swirled, the outside world couldn't help but revisit the Harris family's long trail of controversies, wondering if old wounds had come back to haunt them. For fans, the brutal prison fight felt like déjà vu, a darker echo of moments they had already witnessed. Who could forget that viral Falcons game, when T.I. was caught on camera locking King in a headlock during a heated argument streamed live to thousands? Back then, the scene was painted as rock bottom, a father trying to pull his son back from the edge. But now, that moment seems almost tame compared to the storm unfolding. On top of that, whispers of the Harris family's past scandals resurfaced almost instantly. Accusations that had haunted T.I. and Tiny for years, lawsuits, industry feuds, and ugly rumors, suddenly gained new life in the wake of King's ambush. Insiders argued that King wasn't just paying for his own choices, but carrying the baggage of his family's reputation into prison. To some, he wasn't an individual. He was a symbol of everything the Harris empire had ever been accused of. And inside prison, Symbols don't earn sympathy. They attract enemies. But if King thought his name could protect him, he quickly learned the opposite. Behind those walls, the rules are brutally simple. Respect isn't handed out because of who your parents are. It's earned through loyalty, grit, and the ability to survive. Inmates reportedly mocked King for his upbringing, calling him a wannabe who played gangster for cameras but had no real claim to the streets. His attempts to flex on social media only made things worse. In prison, fame isn't a shield, it's a spotlight, and spotlights make easy targets. As one former inmate put it, if you don't pay what you owe or you run your mouth, you get handled. That unspoken law applies to everyone, no matter their last name. And King's missteps, both inside and outside, painted him as someone who didn't understand the code. Each taunt, each threat, was a reminder that survival wasn't guaranteed. And when the ambush finally came, it wasn't seen as a surprise. It was the inevitable outcome of crossing the wrong people in a place where mercy doesn't exist. But the whispers didn't stop there, because some insiders claim King's ordeal may be tied to even bigger scandals stretching far beyond prison walls. As King lay in recovery, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Industry insiders and former associates began connecting dots, suggesting the prison attack was linked to wider web of controversies. Whispers tied back to old accusations against the Harris family, painting King as collateral damage in a bigger battle over power, money, and influence. Some sources claimed he became a pawn in rival factions' chess games inside the prison, used to settle old scores. Others hinted at darker motives. Revenge tied not just to King, but to the Harris empire itself. Adding to the firestorm were public threats from old associates who promised to drop receipts that could drag King deeper into legal chaos. While no official charges had stuck, the cloud of suspicion never really faded, and in prison, perception often matters more than truth. To the men around him, King wasn't just a kid doing time. He was the heir of a controversial dynasty, a lightning rod for jealousy, grudges, and speculation. And that made him a bigger target than ever. But while whispers linked the fight to bigger scandals, one thing was clear: King's ordeal wasn't just about him anymore. It was about the future of the Harris legacy. As days passed, the conversation shifted from King's survival to the fate of the Harris family as a whole. For years, they had balanced the line between fame and controversy, turning scandals into storylines and family drama into headlines. But this time, the stakes felt different. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed the family was divided. Some urged caution, worried that pushing too hard could make King an even bigger target inside. Others argued that silence was surrender, and that every second of inaction put him closer to disaster. Meanwhile, the rest of the Harris kids were pulled into the mess, their private lives dragged into speculation they never asked for. Suddenly, what should have been a family crisis became a public spectacle. Every leak, every rumor added fuel to the fire, and the Harris legacy, once built on music, fame, and hustle, now teetered on the edge of collapse. To outsiders, the fight over King's future looked like a battle not just for survival, but for the survival of the Harris brand itself. And the more details trickled out, the clearer it became that this wasn't ending anytime soon. So here's the chilling truth. This story is bigger than King Harris. It's about what happens when privilege collides with a system that doesn't care about last names or celebrity status. Inside those prison walls, fame isn't armor. It's a target. Money, influence, and PR spin might work outside, but inside, the only currency is respect, and respect is earned in ways King may have never been prepared for. Was the ambush a warning, a punishment, or part of a larger power play? The whispers suggest all of the above, but the bigger question is what this means for the Harris dynasty. Is King Harris simply another casualty of his family's notoriety, or is he the architect of his own downfall? And if this is only the beginning, could the Harris empire itself be on the verge of collapse? One thing is certain: the attack on King has unleashed a chain reaction that isn't over yet. The drama never sleeps, the stakes have never been higher, and the world is watching to see what happens next.